Hello and welcome to day 91. So we're trying to break oh man, I believe it's like at least a 3 game losing streak. So let's find an opponent and see if we can break that losing streak. All right. Start out with e4 and see how they respond. So it looks like we will have a French defense here. All right, what will they play? Okay. Well, do we jump up here and chase this knight? Possibly. All right, let's do it. Let's go for some space here. Because I don't quite recall what the repertoire recommended here. All right, at least now we have some pieces developed. Okay, if they want to capture, they decide not to do that. What should we try here? Well, might as well go up here after this piece. And then we can recapture our pawn. All right. And then we're ready to castle. But I don't know about this. Let's see. Should we jump in here and do we ignore this and just go ahead and castle? All right, if we ignore that, what happens? If he captures, we go over here, he could defend it, so let's trade off and get ready to castle. We'll go ahead and do that. Then we can move our knight up here and attack the bishop. So we'll go ahead and do that. Then we probably have to protect here. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe we have to protect with the rook. Protect with the rook. All right, what options do we have? Protect with the rook. We'll just do that. All right, so here comes the attack on our knight. Okay, so maybe we just push forward here. We'll just do that, grab space. Then maybe we can jump this knight to the center and then jump it in here. All right, do we attack the bishop here, or do we just jump in the center? Well, if we move here, all right, I think we should develop. We will just develop. All right, well now we could just attack that bishop. Or do we just pin this to the queen? Oh, but then he could capture and attack us. All right. Now, should we go forward? Or do we need to capture here? And this pawn is not being protected. So, All right, we pin that. Pin that. All right, well now, can we go ahead and just capture that? And then pick off their bishop? So we just come out ahead there. Unless there's something I'm not seeing. So their queen is under attack. And then that'll give us time to retreat our bishop. Okay, well that is interesting. He goes for the pawn. What should we do here? Attack the bishop. Attack the bishop. Oh, no, maybe we just attack the queen here. All right, let's see. We have this threat where we're lined up on his king. So, that's good for us at least. All right, do we attack the queen? Attack that queen. Attack the queen. All right, we're attacking the queen. And what can they do now? If they capture our knight, then we go ahead and capture their queen. And we're just, I don't know, they could end up with some pawns. Okay, we should attack their queen again. Well, now maybe we should just attack their bishop. We'll just attack their bishop now. And then we can attack that queen once again. Where's this bishop going? The bishop, oh, it could go here, but then we attack their queen. Oh no, maybe that bishop might have been more dangerous if the bishop moved down there. Okay. What do we even have going on here? Well, we're definitely knocking that out. Okay, and then we want to keep him from castling. So what can we do? All right. We could jump our queen up here to keep him from castling and threaten some checks. You know, that could work out to our advantage. All right, so we're doing that. We keep him stuck in the center of the board. Then if the queen comes up here to help block, we can check. So we'll check. Then we can pick off his rook here. And now he has to go this way. You know, or he blocks with his queen here. Yeah, he wants a draw. I don't think so, buddy. He's asking for a draw. That's pretty funny. All right, so his only option is to either run his king over here, then we take his rook, or he blocks with his queen, and then we pick off the rook here. All right, maybe he's mad and he's not going to answer now. Or not, he's not, maybe he just walked away because there's nothing really that he can do here. He's in check. Whenever you're in check, your three options are to capture the attacker, which he cannot do. Other than that, you can run. Where can he run to? The only spot is here. Then we could pick this off, and the only thing he can do is block with his queen. Then we might as well get rid of the queens and use our extra material to win. His other option is going to be what? Instead of running, block with the queen. If he does that, same thing. We'll just pick this off and check him. All right, so if he blocks here and we capture and he moves here, we could go over and pick this off, which we should do. And then the one advantage he'll have is this passed pawn here that we would have to keep an eye on. So I don't know, maybe this guy got angry and now he just walked away and he's going to let the clock tick down for 11 more minutes. I hope not. I think it aborts if they don't do anything for a long period of time, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Well, let's review his options again. He's in check. If he blocks with the queen, well, first of all, the easier one to look at. If he runs to here, well, then we just pick off this rook. And then he's forced to block with his queen. If he does that, ooh, yeah, that's even worse, because if he runs and we, yeah, if he runs here, we capture the rook with check. He has to block with his queen, and then, does this work? Let's see. He runs, then we pick him off. Now the guy wants to chat. So, he's in check. If he runs to f8, we capture his rook. He has to block with the queen. Oh, then we can check with the bishop. Where is this person from? Armenia. They want to chat. I don't know what they want to chat about. And I don't like, I don't want to be unfriendly and not chat, but I try not to do that while the game's in progress, especially since I'm awful on time. But I don't know, I probably should do that more often, is chat with the players. But since I try not to get into that habit because I can't type fast for one, and I can't play fast either. I don't play as well. Sometimes I do all right in some fast games, but most of the time, especially if it's a messy position, then I just have trouble calculating that out fast. All right. So I guess they're just going to be angry and not make their move. All right. Yep. His only options are to run, and we see why that's bad. If he runs here, we pick off the rook, and then we capture his queen. Oh, then we can check with the bishop. Oh, then we can check with the queen. Oh, then we can check with the bishop. Oh, then we can check with the queen. 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 Oh, then we can che we pick this off. His only choice is to block with the queen. Then we check his king. And he'll have to move. Or block the bishop check. Either way, we get the queen. If the king moves away, then our queen will pick off his queen. The other option that's a little bit better is to just block with the queen here to d7. Then we pick off the rook with check. Then what does he do? If we pick off the rook, the king could move, and then we can pick off his other rook. We could even check with our bishop, and then the king would have to run down here. We could check him again. All right. Well, I hope you don't get too bored just sitting here waiting on the clock. So that's unfortunate that this person, I don't know, I think they just walked away and they're mad. So, all right. Well, we could look a little bit deeper. His best option is to block with the queen. Then we pick off the rook on a8 with check. Then what should he do? If his king runs, yeah, that would be the best move. His king would have to run to e7. We could go ahead and check the king. Then the king would have to run here to f6. And we could check him again. But we have to watch out the whole time. Our queen would be under attack by this rook. So, at some point it would be better to just capture the rook over here. So maybe we, if we capture the rook, well, let's see, block with the queen to d7. Then we go ahead and check by capturing the rook on a8. The king would have to run to e7. Then we could go ahead and just play bishop to c5, running the king out to here to f6, and then we could pick off his rook on h8. And then what would he do? Well, he could, and maybe it wouldn't even be good to do that, because he could run over here attacking our bishop, and then once our bishop moves, which, I don't know, then our bishop could just, let's see. Yeah, it depends. All right, take a look at it again. So, he's in check. He blocks with the queen. Well, then we pick off his rook, checking him. He runs down here. What do we do then? Oh, well, if we wanted to, we could just get rid of the queen right there. We could just go here. Boom. Attacking his queen would be pinned to his king. and we could trade off. We'd trade off queens, and then we would be ahead by a, let's see, a rook and a bishop versus his 2 extra pawns. And, that should be good for us. All right, I guess this person just got angry and didn't even want to play the moves out here. The least he could have done is resigned and not. He could have at least resigned. That way we didn't have to waste like over 10 minutes just sitting here talking about how we could chase his king down. So we go, well, first of all, his best option is to block here with queen to d7, but then we would be able to capture the rook, checking him. He would be forced to move here to e7, and then we could just go right away and pick off his rook, which is probably best. And then if he attacks our bishop, we could swing down here, maybe keep an eye on the queening square over here. Or, well, we could just go here as well, pick that off. Man, that's crazy. This guy just didn't even want to move. So we'll have to do the game review and the analysis, and then we can... Oh, he finally resigned right here after making me wait 10 minutes. I don't know. That's kind of rude, I think. No, I'm not playing this guy again. So game review. Let's take a look here. So we played at 84.5% versus his 69.3%. And then, that guy wanted to make me wait 10 minutes of just sitting there before he resigned, and then he asks to play again. I don't know. I don't know if I want to play with him if he's going to act like that. He's probably all angry. Which, that's understandable. Sometimes you get angry in these games when you're frustrated. All right, so we had no brilliant or great moves. We just had 4 inaccuracies by me, 3 by him. I had 1 mistake, but he had 3, and he had 1 miss. Oh, which I think I know what that was. It was something down here where he could have attacked. He retreated his queen away, but I think he had a better move, maybe a bishop move. All right. So, it says, good job building a lead and not letting up. All right, so what did we play at? We played at a 1900 level, and he played at 1450. And it says you really outplayed your opponent in that one. You played the opening well, but your opponent was on another level in the opening. So we'll have to take a look at that opening. You pounced on your opportunities in the middle game. So 97.2 in the opening versus their 100%. And then middle game 79 versus their 52. So that's where they had issues. All right, let's do the quick review. All right, here, what does it say we should do? All right. Well, this was the last book move, I believe. So let's look at the next one. That was not the best way to go forward. So that left the game in black's favor. So what would be better here? Do we want to go knight up here to b3? but then they could move forward and attack us. Queen, no. Well, let's see what the computer says is best here. Just moving this bishop into the center. Huh. Okay. Well, the only thing I'd be worried about that is if they capture here, I capture, and then they could come down and chase that bishop, I guess. All right, so next we have the capture here, and mine was a mistake. I overlooked an opportunity to recapture a piece. Okay. Best would have been capturing there. All right. Man, here it's protected. So I guess that's fine. All right. Okay, so that's what we should have played. So we just start this crazy chaos here in the center, and then we get to this point where we captured the free bishop because it's a discovered attack on their queen. So how do they respond? They capture the pawn. We capture the knight, or sorry, the bishop here, which is best. And then here's where they just, I don't know, let the time run down. Okay. Well, let's look at the analysis. We'll take a little deeper look. This only went 23 moves, so hopefully it won't take too long to go over everything and see what we can learn. So the opening, the French defense, when they play e6 here. And then normally because they let you take the center with both your pawns, it's usually good to do that. And now they push the d pawn to d5. That's the reason they went to e6 here. And your options are to capture, to push your pawn, or defend this pawn. Those are the major options. So we defend this way. That way we don't block in our c pawn. I mean, you can play knight to c3, but then the game can go in a different direction. So they attack the pawn. Here it looks like e5 is best, which is what we play. They retreat, and now we have, looks like knight to f3 is recommended. What was the other option? Bishop up to d3. Now it's saying an immediate c3 would be good. All right, so we go there. They play c5, so this is a common move in the French defense where you push the c pawn attacking their strong central d4 pawn here. And so now, because we didn't block this c pawn with this knight that we put on d2 instead of c3, now we can push forward and protect the pawn. So they jump down, adding another attacker to this pawn. So here, what should we do? It looks like a3 is the best move. What did we play? We played that, which it didn't like. Computer says bishop to d3 would be better. Now they could push forward and attack our bishop and try and just start gaining space over here. Close up the center. Well, not entirely. They could, well, I guess they close the center, but they could attack here with this f pawn and start breaking things up. All right, so computer wants g5, or excuse me, it's black's turn, g5 or h5 to start gaining space on the king side here. All right, so what do we do? Well, let's see what happened in the game. We go up here attacking the knight. They just continue with the plan, capturing in the center here. And instead of recapturing, says this is a mistake. Well, I guess it does bring a pawn that was on the edge into the center. So what should we have done? We should have just played that move. And then queen to b6. And now they're piling up on this, and we'd probably have to capture now. Capture. Although the computer says queen to a4 is recommended. Queen to a4 is our best option. All right, well, back to what happened. We capture here. They capture. We capture. So now they have this backwards pawn, but they can just push that forward, and then we have this kind of a weak pawn up here. So instead, it recommends this other move to prevent us from castling. So it said that was a mistake, pushing that pawn. They could have gone here and prevented us from castling. That could cause some issues. And then we should go here. Queen to b6. Piling up on the pawn. Bishop where? To e3. And then rook to b8. Threatening to, I don't know, if this knight moves, they're going to come down here, pick this pawn off. Now, what? h4. Just gain space on the king side. So h4. Bishop to b4 check. And then bishop to b2 to block. Castling. And we should capture. Queen has to capture, of course. And then we block with our queen. And the recommendation is to avoid the queen trade, because that would just help white's king jump up here in the center of the game in an end game where it can help. But because our king is kind of stuck in the middle, looks like queen to a4. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's the wrong square. Delete that move. Queen to a4 right here. And there's this threat of picking off the knight, and if you capture, the queen will capture with check. And I don't know, that would not be good. So what do we got here? What do we got? The top recommendation is rook to d1. Just let this pawn go. Knight to c1. So, I don't know, maybe I would play that. Knight to c1. Then they should start attacking the top of the pawn chain here. Although now they're saying attack the bottom. Okay, back to the game. C takes d4. They pushed here when they should have kept our king stuck in the middle. Ooh, that would have been pretty rough. So now this gave us time to go ahead and castle, but we didn't do it yet. Okay, let's see what happened. We pick that off, but it doesn't like that. Computer said we should have castled immediately. Yeah, which is better. I mean, I guess I didn't want him pushing the pawn forward here, but I think it would have been all right. And then he should capture. Oh, that's why I didn't do that, because he could capture, I captured, then he picks this off. Something like this. Capture. Now the recommendation is queen to a4, jumping out here and targeting this. Huh, okay, well that's a little better. Queen to a4, queen to b6 just protects, and then you can add another knight onto it. But okay, in the game they capture. Then what do? We attack. No, we castle right here. So let me go back a few moves and look at this whole exchange. So we capture, they capture, we pick that off. They jump forward, we capture, and we castle. So now, once again, they want that bishop to a6 move. Queen to c7 is a miss. They should have gone here immediately, attacking our rook. And now what? They don't even want us to play. Ooh. Yeah, that could be dangerous. If we move the rook now, the queen could jump down here and create a battery attacking our king, threatening to fork. And the bishop is covering. Oh, man. So, some dangerous stuff there. So it looks like b4 would be best. b4, bishop takes. Now rook to e1. And they should just castle. Okay, but in the game we had that. And then knight to b3 attacking. Bishop retreats to keep his bishop pair. And we continue with the rook, protecting the pawn. So they start moving down here, trying to harass our knight. So we push forward to keep the amount of space even. The computer does not like that. That swung the game back in black's favor. Bishop to e3 would have been better. So bishop to e3, attacking their bishop. And then here they should just go ahead and castle, and we should move rook to c1, attacking their queen. All right, so in the game, we push here. You know, I thought I could jump a knight in here and then have a nice outpost there on b5, but the computer doesn't like that plan. So finally, they put that bishop on a6 here, but I don't know, it doesn't do as much now. Now the recommendation is to castle, because he didn't castle, it got him in trouble, which was pretty nuts how late that happened. All right, so we attack. They attack the knight, which is unprotected. And so, well, it's protected by the queen, excuse me. So now we pin here. Well, first of all, what would have been better? Instead of that move, once again, they should have castled. So, you know, if they castled, well, let me take that back. If they castled, yeah, that kind of solves any issues. Here, we should just move our queen up to d2. And, I don't know, as rook comes over, they're starting to, you know, maybe cause some issues here. Okay, bishop to c4. So here we play rook to c1, which now the computer says that that is not best. It would have been better to jump the knight up to here, and then we could threaten to jump forward and attack the queen maybe. All right, well, we didn't do that. We pinned the bishop to the queen. So now we have knight captures here. All right, so here, that's a mistake. It says the best move is to go ahead and just pick this knight off. And white stays ahead after that. So let's take a look at that. Well, first of all, they should have just castled. Once again, they should have just castled. And then we should go knight at b to d2, attacking the bishop, which is pinned. So let's see what happened here. They played that. The computer says we should capture that knight. So would there be any reason to pin this to the queen? You know, would that work? Bishop to f4? They don't even show that on here. Why would bishop to f4 not work? Oh, maybe there could be a surprise of capturing the pawn. You know, if I go bishop to f4, they capture. Well, I don't think that works. I capture. Well, I guess they could move away and check me. Something like that. All right, so let me see if I play this. What does it say there? Oh, that swings the game back in black's favor because of bishop takes on b3. Huh. That would attack your queen. Okay. Oh, and they have this threat. Yeah, of picking off the knight here. Capturing with check. Okay, so yeah, that's not the greatest move. Delete that move. So best would have been to just go ahead and capture. Then bishop captures on e3. Huh. Then we could capture. They capture on b3, attacking our queen. Why wouldn't we just pick that off? Oh, because the queen's lined up on our rook. Ooh. So queen to d2 would be better. And why wouldn't you even just go here? If you go there, well, they can just move that bishop at that. No, because the queen is under attack. Okay, they could go there and block. So they recommend that move. Queen guards like this. Okay, so I don't put you to sleep. Let's get back to this and look at what happened in the game. So if we go back a few moves, the bishop attacks our knight. So we go ahead and pin the bishop to the queen. They jump in here attacking, or capturing a pawn. We capture, and now the queen recaptures. That's a mistake. Bishop captures would have been better. So they want this move instead. We would go ahead and capture, and then bishop takes b3, and what now? Queen, that's kind of the same thing that we were looking at. So queen up to d2. Okay, so the queen captured here, which was a mistake because now we're able to just pick off the bishop. So here, black is just losing pretty much. Queen captures is the best option. But now, let's see. Oh, they actually like rook takes on c4 the best. What did I play? I played rook to b1, attacking the queen, which is the third best move. But let's take a look at that move. If they played that, why is that so good? Why? Here they should castle immediately. What happens if they pick off the rook? With that move. Well, then we have queen up to d6, which is kind of what happened in the game. Queen up to d6, trapping the king in the center. And then What can we do then? Queen to a3 looks like it's the best move, but what if... So what is the option here? I mean, what is going to cause a problem? Okay, so what if they just pick that off? Then what do we do? Well, it looks like rook captures, you're forced to take, queen takes, the king is stuck in the middle. The only place he can go is here. Oh, and then you have that. So that would be hard to see in the game, maybe. So in the game, rook to b1, the queen moves, but there was a better move, it looks like. Let's see. Well, no matter what, we're ahead. But they recommend, instead of moving that queen, to just capture this knight immediately. But then we would just trade down material. So we move back here. The queen retreats. So was there a better move here? Looks like once again just castling would have been best. So castling, and then we just play rook to c1, attacking. Rook to c1, queen up to b4. We capture here. They capture, and now bishop where? Bishop to d4. And then what? Man, why would you go to d4? It looks like they could pin you. But then I guess you could threaten a mate over here and get out of that pin. All right, the queen ran away. So we capture that, which is best. They capture, although once again, it wants castling. My opponent gets stuck in the middle. So we go up here, stick the king in the middle, and queen to e7, an inaccuracy. The best thing to do would have been what? Rook to c8. Is that what the computer said? It says that is best. But then what? Bishop to c5 would be the best move. Then we have what? c3, e5. Maybe e5. Well, oh, that could let... Oh, the rook could capture and deliver a check. g6. Yeah, it's just looking really bad. All right, let's say they start pushing the pawn. Well, then, man, we got this threat right here. Rook to b7. The queen goes up to d8. And then rook takes e6. Forcing that and check. Only option is here, and then we deliver a mate. Okay, well, queen ran away, and then we go here delivering our check. How could the game have continued? Well, it looks like the best move is what I mentioned, queen to d7. So, you know, something like that, moving over there. Well, first of all, if they go king to f8. Then we would just have a mate. So we'd pick off the pawn, with something like this. The king would go up to e8, or sorry, the queen. But now we have this move, bishop to c5. And so you're forced to move the king to g8, and then the queen could win here. So there's that. Now if we go back, go back. So in check, the best option is queen to d7. But if that happens, we just pick off the rook. The king is forced to go to e7. And then the computer does want bishop to c5, driving that king out into the center. Oh, now it's saying we should have just immediately picked that off. And there's probably a reason why, because yeah, it looks like that's best. We might as well keep lined up on this pawn. So I don't know. We just pick that off. Then what? The king is just really running out of options. I mean, and the queen here. You get the idea. We just have overwhelming material here. We have, we could even give up the bishop to stop one of these pawns if we have to. But we have the rooks here, and black is just losing. All right. Well, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments with questions, recommendations, anything you want, requests if there's some kind of video that you'd like to see in the future. And thank you for watching. Have a super chess day.